This is 18 News at 5.
No, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
I'm asking you a question.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Chaotic. That's what many are calling last night's presidential debate. Good evening, I'm Jordan Orkis. Thank you for joining us for 18 News at 5. Last night, the nation listened in as President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden went head-to-head in the first presidential debate of the 2020 election. Amid the coronavirus, national unrest, and an open Supreme Court seat, this was a debate like no other. Local residents and representatives are now reacting to the debate. This news coming from your local election headquarters. As President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden took jabs at each other last night, many viewers described the debate as chaotic and say both candidates were acting immature. Now, thousands of people remain unsure as to who they will vote for.
I don't know who to vote for after watching that. It's just terrible. They were both so awful. They really turned me off.
I don't think this debate influenced people's votes. No, it wasn't professional enough. I think that you concentrated more on the chaotic behavior than you did on the issues.
Stick around for 18 News at 6 to hear the full reaction from viewers. Now, specifically, about 6% of voters are still undecided, leaving many with no new direction. Susan McGinnis has more on last night's presidential debate.
Democrat Joe Biden launching a whistle-stop train tour of Ohio and Pennsylvania after last night's first presidential debate.
What I saw last night was all about him. He didn't speak to you or your concerns.
Trump tweeting today, nobody wants Biden as a leader. The animus evident a day later following a debate called a low point in American history.
Everybody knows he's a liar.
But you
I just want to make sure.
Joe, you're the liar.
I want to make sure.
Graduated last in your class, not first in your class.
I want to make
Mr.
sure.
President, can you let him finish, sir?
The president flouting debate rules he agreed to.
President Trump did not come to participate in a debate. He came to disrupt a debate.
Tens of millions watching ugliness overshadow the issues, including the economy, racism, and coronavirus.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists?
The attention instead focusing on the president's refusal to condemn white supremacists and an extremist group known as the Proud Boys.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
The group today celebrating the president's words. Another low point, the president's refusing to say he'd accept the election's outcome, offering more false claims about mail-in ballots.
They're being sold. They're being dumped in rivers. This is a horrible thing for our country.
He's trying to scare people into thinking that it's not going to be legitimate. Show up and vote. You will determine the outcome of this election.
And for those who will, was anyone swayed?
I think I'm still pretty undecided.
Hoping to avoid a repeat, the Commission on Presidential Debates announced today it's making changes to upcoming showdowns to ensure a more orderly discussion of the issues. Susan McGinnis, NBC News, Washington.
Coming up this Thursday on a special edition of Political Talk with Dora Leland and Tom Santulli, our political correspondents weigh in on what to expect in the next debate, what the candidates need to do if they got their message across. That's Political Talk tomorrow at 5 and 11 on mytwintiers.com. But first, 18 News' Zach Wheeler has a preview of the debate between Republican incumbent Tom O'Mara and his challenger, Democrat Leslie Danks Burke.